Welcome to the NewsRamp Finance Podcast. I'm your host, Max Newsman, and I'm thrilled to have you with us today. NewsRamp.com curates the latest business news from leading newswires, bringing you the most relevant stories to keep you informed and inspired. Now, a quick note before we dive in. While this podcast is produced with the assistance of AI and AI voices, rest assured that the stories we're sharing are very real, and the complete news stories can be found at NewsRamp.com. It's Wednesday evening, October 29th, 2025, and we have a lineup of finance headlines and stories that you won't want to miss. So grab your coffee, lace up those running shoes, or settle into your favorite chair, and let's get started. Here is our first headline.
New Debt.com survey. Funeral debt soars as 1 in 3 Americans borrow for end-of-life costs. A new survey by Debt.com reveals that 1 in 3 Americans are borrowing money to cover end-of-life expenses, with the percentage of Americans incurring debt after a death jumping from 14% in 2024 to 37% in 2025. Credit cards are the most common method of funding these final expenses, showcasing the significant financial strain families face when arranging funerals. The survey of 1,000 Americans found that 59% used credit cards, 38% relied on personal loans, and 22% turned to funeral-specific financing. The data also shows that many Americans are struggling with long-term financial stress, with over one-third saying they would delay paying essential bills to cover funeral costs. Generation X is carrying the most debt from loss, while baby boomers are the least likely to have taken on debt after a loved one's death. Innoscripta SE announces publication of Q3 figures for 2025. Innoscripta SE has announced that they will be releasing their Q3 figures for 2025 on November 3, 2025. This report will offer insights into the company's financial performance for the first 9 months of the year, including key figures. The report will be available on the company's website in the Investors section. For more information, contact Innoscripta SE at Arnulfsteg 60 8335 Munich, Germany, or email ir@innoscripta.com. Visit innoscripta.com for further details. Voyageur Pharmaceuticals signs non-exclusive distribution and wholesale agreement with PHALANX. Voyageur Pharmaceuticals Ltd has signed a non-exclusive distribution agreement with PHALANX, a company based in Mexico. This partnership aims to drive market expansion into the Mexican healthcare sector, specifically in the area of barium-based contrast media. PHALANX will handle the registration and distribution of Voyageur's products in Mexico, leveraging its established network. This strategic collaboration aligns both companies in a shared vision to grow Voyageur's market presence within Mexico's medical imaging and contrast media markets. PHALANX, a leading pharmaceutical distributor in Latin America, provides comprehensive market solutions for businesses entering the region. This partnership represents a key milestone in Voyageur's international growth strategy, expanding the company's global footprint and supporting access to underserved markets with increasing demand for high-quality contrast media. Network news breaks, tech-forward, relationship-driven. OptimumBank Holdings Inc., American OPHC, shines on national stage. OptimumBank Holdings Inc., trading on the NYSE American under the symbol OPHC, recently showcased its strong financial performance and strategic vision at 2 major October conferences. The Fort Lauderdale-based company reported robust second-quarter earnings of $3.6 million and surpassed $1 billion in total assets, reflecting double-digit deposit growth and rising net interest income. Chairman Moishe Gubin represented the bank at the ILI Micro Main event in San Diego and later attended the Jewish National Fund's Global Conference in Hollywood, Florida. These appearances highlight OPHC's focus on relationship-driven banking, tech modernization, and investor engagement. A recent feature on Gubin's entrepreneurial journey underscores his leadership in fueling OptimumBank's growth. For more information, visit the company's newsroom at the provided link.
Worried about being priced out of gold's rally? Check out these ETFs. Gold has been a top-performing asset class in 2025, smashing past $4,000 per ounce. Investors are seeking opportunities to capitalize on its growth, with gold miners emerging as a potential avenue. Amid political uncertainty and U.S. dollar weakness, gold remains a safe haven. Central banks added $19 trillion to global gold reserves in August 2025, reflecting a desire for safety. Sprott offers 3 ETFs for investors: SGDM, SGDJ, and GBEG, providing exposure to gold miners. These ETFs can serve as a way to diversify within an equity portfolio, especially during volatile market conditions. Consider taking a closer look at gold miners through these ETFs for potential investment opportunities.
Ingram Insurance Group launches new website to better serve Ohio home, auto, and business insurance clients. Ingram Insurance Group, based in Dayton, Ohio, has launched a new website, www.insuredbyingram.com, to enhance the insurance shopping experience for Ohio residents and business owners. The user-friendly site allows visitors to easily request quotes, compare coverage options, and access educational resources on home, life, and business insurance. Founder Ryan Ingram stated that the redesigned platform embodies the agency's client-focused approach, offering expert advice and tailored coverage in minutes. The website also showcases specialized programs for real estate investors, rental property owners, and small businesses in Ohio. As part of their growth strategy, Ingram Insurance plans to release educational content throughout 2025 to help residents better understand insurance and financial goals. For more information, visit www.insuredbyingram.com.
NewNet Secure Transactions and Advantech Africa marks successful deployment of AccessGuard 1000 for major acquiring bank in Ethiopia. NewNet Secure Transactions Inc. and Advantech Africa celebrate the successful deployment of AccessGuard 1000 systems for a major acquiring bank in Ethiopia. This deployment enhances payment network access, secure transaction management, and operational efficiency for the bank. The AccessGuard 1000 system offers enhanced security, streamlined routing, and switching services, as well as scalability and flexibility to adapt to growing transaction volumes. This collaboration reflects a commitment to revolutionize fintech in the African market. With this innovative solution, the acquiring bank is set to provide superior payment services, reinforcing its position as a leading financial institution in Ethiopia.
Fidelity Bancorp Funding secures $300 million investment commitment from TCW, expanding lending capacity to $600 million. Fidelity Bancorp Funding has secured a $300 million investment commitment from TCW, increasing its lending capacity to $600 million. This capital infusion allows FBF to better serve private real estate investors in the current credit environment. CEO David Frosch stated that the new capital will enable FBF to provide strong returns to investors while supporting borrowers. TCW's president, Charlie Wu, expressed pride in the partnership, emphasizing the attractive market conditions. TCW's managing director, Max Scher, highlighted FBF's disciplined underwriting and expertise in real estate. This collaboration reflects the growing demand for high-quality private credit strategies. FBF, based in Costa Mesa, specializes in first-lien bridge loans secured by real estate, while TCW manages over $205 billion in assets across various investment vehicles. Traton Group launches Green Finance Framework to finance and refinance battery electric commercial vehicles. Traton Group has launched a Green Finance Framework to accelerate financings and refinancings of battery electric commercial vehicles. S&P Global Ratings has provided an independent second-party opinion on the framework, rating it as dark green, the highest possible rating. This initiative aligns Traton's financing strategy with global climate goals, offering investors a transparent platform to support the transition to battery electric mobility. The framework includes a range of green financing instruments such as green bonds, loans, Schuldschein, and asset-backed securities, ensuring that proceeds are exclusively allocated to BEV-related eligible green projects. Traton's Green Finance Committee will evaluate, select, and monitor eligible investments, providing annual reports on the use of proceeds and their impact. Highway releases Q3 2025 Freight Fraud Index. Direct thefts surge as fraudsters shift tactics. Highway, the leader in carrier identity and proactive fraud prevention for freight brokers, has released its Q3 2025 Freight Fraud Index, showing a rise in identity-driven attacks targeting brokers and carrier networks. Direct thefts have now surpassed compromised emails as the leading fraud vector, with rogue carriers driving losses. Despite a slight decrease in total theft volumes from Q2, fraud attempts are becoming more frequent and sophisticated. Highway blocked over 600,000 fraudulent email attempts and identified over 60,000 fraudulent phone numbers in Q3. Brokers reported nearly 3,000 identity alerts, and Highway recorded 149 unauthorized FMCSA contact changes. The top countries associated with Q3 attempts were India, Serbia, and Pakistan, with California, Texas, and Florida seeing the highest concentration of activity domestically. As the holiday season approaches, Highway warns of higher risk for certain goods and advises rigorous identity verification from tender through settlement.
3 major ASX oil stocks just hit rock bottom. Buy now? When oil prices hit rock bottom, it's time to pay attention. With supply risks on the rise due to sanctions and government actions, ASX-listed oil stocks may be poised for a rebound. Wealth Within experts Philip Tortevsky and Pedro Benales highlight 3 Australian oil companies with potential for a turnaround. Oil prices are climbing, driven by market tightening and U.S. reserve refilling. Karoon Energy shows technical promise with a potential breakout. Woodside Energy holds strong support near $20, eyeing a breakout above $27. Viva Energy, despite mixed results, has a stable base and potential for a 45% upside. Timing is crucial for success in trading these stocks. To learn more, check out Wealth Within's accredited trading courses for expert insights and strategies.
Crypto news breaks. Beeline Holdings Inc., Nasdaq BLNE CEO highlights. Blockchain home equity platform launch in exclusive Benzinga interview. Beeline Holdings CEO and co-founder Nick Luza discussed the launch of Beeline Equity, the first blockchain-powered home equity platform, in an exclusive interview with Benzinga. The platform allows homeowners to sell fractional equity in their properties without debt or monthly payments, with each transaction tokenized on blockchain. Beeline closed 5 equity transactions last week, expects 25 more in 45 days, and is already taking 2026 applications. The company plans to scale nationwide with anticipated interest rate cuts, improving housing affordability, and creating tailwinds for the digital mortgage sector. The hidden paycheck crisis. Wage garnishments rise amid soaring living costs. Wage garnishment is on the rise in the United States, impacting millions of workers and their families as living costs soar. Nearly 2 million Americans had their wages garnished by mid-2025, with another 2 million projected by year's end. The resumed collection of defaulted federal student loans is a major factor, with the U.S. Department of Education able to withhold up to 15% of a borrower's paycheck. This financial strain not only reduces paychecks, but also leads to job turnover and decreased productivity. Workers aged 35 to 44, often in the midst of child rearing and mortgage payments, are hit hardest. Lawmakers are debating reforms to ease the burden on struggling workers, recognizing the deep personal and economic impacts of wage garnishment.
Pivoting from exploration to production, mining's moment. The mining sector is experiencing a shift as precious metals continue to rise, offering growth opportunities. Transitioning from exploration to production is crucial for companies like Lafleur Minerals Inc., CSELF-LRF, which holds a fully permitted gold processing mill. Other key players in the mining space include Nikola Mining, OTP West Red Lake Gold Mines Ltd. WRLGF, and ES Gold Corp. OTCQB ESAUF. Network Newswire provides financial news and content distribution for companies and investors, offering access to a vast network of wire solutions and tailored corporate communications solutions. For more information, visit www.networknewswire.com.
Gold regains lost ground as U.S. consumer index data re-energizes investors. The U.S. Bureau of Statistics reports a 3% increase in inflation over the past year, with the Consumer Price Index rising by 0.3% in September. This news led to a surge in the price of gold, to $4,088.52 an ounce as investors sought to hedge against inflation. Analysts anticipate gold will continue to react to economic data such as the Fed's policy meeting and future inflation numbers. A rate cut could boost the metal, while signs of persistent inflation may cause volatility. Companies like Aston Bay Holdings Ltd, thrive by OTQ ATBHF, are keeping a close eye on these developments. JPMorgan raids Deutsche, Goldman for top investment banking talent. JPMorgan Chase Co. is bolstering its investment banking team by recruiting senior talent from Deutsche Bank and Goldman Sachs. The recent hires are part of the bank's strategy to expand its business services division, which caters to companies offering essential services like cleaning and infrastructure support. As JPMorgan makes these moves, other players in the investment banking sector, such as B. Riley Financial Inc., are likely considering their own strategies for continued growth in the industry. Thank you for joining us today. That's it for this episode of the NewsRamp Finance Podcast. As a reminder, NewsRamp curates news from leading newswires like Newsworthy.ai, 24/7pressrelease.com, NewsDirect.com, and BlockchainWire.io. We encourage you to visit newsramp.com to read all of today's news.